Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I have. It may please the court a few words to say. In the first place, I deny everything but what I have all along admitted. The design on my part to free slaves, I intended certainly to make a clean thing of the matter, as I did last winter when I went down there in Missouri and took slaves without snapping a gun on either side, moved them through the country, and finally left them in Canada. I designed to do the same thing on a large scale that was intended. I never intended to murder or treason or destruction of property. Or to incite slaves to rebellion or to make insurrection. I have another objection, and that is, it is unjust that I should suffer such a penalty. Had I interfered with the matter which I admit has been fairly proved, for I admire the truthfulness and candor of greater portion of the witnesses who testified in this case, had so interfered in the behalf of the rich, the powerful, the intelligent, and the so-called great, or any behalf of their friends, either father, mother, sister, wife, or children, or any of that class, and suffered and sacrificed which have in this interference, it would have been all right. And every man in this court would have deemed it an act worthy of reward than punishment. The court acknowledges, I suppose, the validity of the law of God. I see a book kissed here, which I suppose to be a Bible or New Testament, that teaches me all things whatsoever I would that men should do to me, I should do even so to them, the golden rule. It teaches me further to remember them that are in bonds as bound with them. I endeavor to act upon that instruction and I am too young to understand that God, a respecter of persons. I believe that it have interfered as I have done, as I have freely omitted that I done in behalf of his despised poor was not wrong, but right. Now if it is deemed necessary that I should forfeit my life for the furtherance of the ends of justice, and mingle my blood further with the blood of my children, and with the blood of millions in this slave country whose rights are disregarded by wicked and cruel enactments, I submit, so let it be done! Let me say one more word further. I feel entirely satisfied with the treatment I have received on my trial. Considering all circumstances, it has been more generous than I have expected. I feel no conscience of my guilt. I have stated from the first which was my first intention, which was not. I had never in my design against the life of any person, nor any disposition to commit treason, or exact slaves rebel, or make any general insurrection. I never encourage any man to do so, but always discourage any idea of any kind. Let me say also a word, in regard to the statement made by some, those in connect with me. I hear it was been said by some that I have induced them to join me, but in the contrary is true. I do not say that this has injured them, but as regretting their weakness. There is not one of them but joined me of his own accord, a greater part of their own expense. A number of them I never saw, never had a word of conversation, which, with till the day they came to me, that was for the purpose I stated.